Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to Elimu TV. This is the #1 station where you watch and learn. And today I'll be taking you through Mathematics Form 2. Our topic today is trigonometric ratio, and our subtopic is the sine of acute angles. The sine of acute angles. This is lesson 33 and I'm your tutor, Madam Sandra Awino. Stay tuned. By the end of the lesson, you'll be able to, number 1, determine the sine of acute angles. Number 2, use the table of sine. You'll be able to use the table of sine. So in our introduction, I'll just remind you where the sine and the opposite sides are. The sine and the hypotenuse, and the opposite side. We said that the hypotenuse is the longest side in a triangle, where the opposite is the farthest side. The opposite is the farthest side of the triangle. So from our diagram, you can see the hypotenuse, you can see the opposite side, and you can see the adjacent side. So sine theta is equals to opposite side divided by what? The hypotenuse side. Sine theta is equals to what? Opposite over hypotenuse. And cos theta is equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. Cos theta is equals to what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. Are we together? So we have an example. Calculate sine theta and cos theta of the triangle shown. And you can see our theta is on the farthest end. So the opposite is 5. You can see 5 doesn't touch the angle. And the adjacent is 12. You can see 12, the side 12 touches the angle, so that one is the adjacent. And then the longest side is the hypotenuse. Do you remember? The longest side is always the hypotenuse. So the question says calculate sine theta and cos theta. So sine theta is equals to opposite over hypotenuse. Our value of the opposite is 5 and the hypotenuse is 13. So 5 divided by 13, you get 0.3846. And then cos theta is equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. You've said that adjacent is 12, so you get 12 divided by 13. Our answer is 0.9231. So in summary, to get the sine, you do opposite over hypotenuse, so we call it so. To get the cos, you do adjacent over hypotenuse, we call it co. And to get the tan, you do opposite over adjacent. So you can say SOHCAHTOA. We usually say SOHCAHTOA. For sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cos adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan opposite over adjacent. So in our triangle, you have to remember, always remember that the longest side is called what? The hypotenuse. Good. The longest side is the hypotenuse. The line touching the angle is always the adjacent, and the side which is very farthest from the angle is called the opposite. You have to remember that. So we've come to the end of our lesson. And I'll require you to do this assignment. Calculate sine theta and cos theta given this triangle. Given the triangle below, calculate sine theta and cos theta. In reference, study KLB Secondary Mathematics Student Book 2. Study KLB Secondary Mathematics Student Book 2. For this and more, you can get us on our SMS number is 0723 144 259. On YouTube, you can get us on Elimu TV. On Facebook, still on Elimu TV, and finally on Twitter, you can get us at Elimu TV _Kenya.